you so much for that wonderful introduction. I appreciate it. Well, good afternoon, y'all. How's everybody doing today?
Very well.
Good, that's what I like to hear. My name is Clay Johnson. We'll give you a quick introduction first while we get things tuned up and ready. And I am a local musician from right here in Spartanburg, South Carolina. I live 5 minutes down the road on Hannon Court, so I walk past here often when I take little strolls through downtown and everything. And I'm a big fan of the library, so I've never gotten asked to play at one before, and this is my first time, and I'm really excited to be here with y'all today. So when I get to play shows like this by myself, I kind of get in a Neil Young mode, and I like to sit up here and tell stories about the songs, because I like people to kind of know where they're coming from and what they're about, and give you a bigger picture of what I write about and what my kind of whole thing is. And so we're going to do a little bit of that today. We're going to talk, we're going to hear some songs, we're going to tell some stories, and we're going to get to know each other and have a good old time with this. This first song is a song I wrote about Spartanburg, my hometown, a place that I've loved my entire life, and that I try my hardest to make a better place day after day. I wrote this song because somebody I knew was moving away, and she asked me why I stayed here. Because she was moving off the big old city of Pittsburgh, like that means something. And, and I told her, I was like, you know what, I can't tell you right off the top of my head why I'm here, but I'm going to go home and I'm going to write a song about it. And this song is the lead single off of our debut EP that's for sale over there. This is called Spartanburg. Got your picture in my pocket today. But since you left our home, I've now been cooking dinner in the microwave. I look the devil in the eyes and got a feeling if I could just get some truth. It's not the way you talk about your future or your changing plans. It's up to dance, but now to find new faces and new places to dance. And I'm still downtown, drinking bourbon with the gang of the five. And I'm too far gone to even process if this place has a chance. And when I talk to her, she says, why ain't you here? What did you do? Oh, Spartanburg, I'm just another shot away from getting pulled over on Beaumont Avenue. Take a drive down Trading Street past the mill where our band used to play. Onto Isabella, behind by the traffic just for dinner waits. Then I smoke a cigarette and do the other things I know that you hate. And when I talk to her, she says, why ain't you here? What did you do? Oh, Spartanburg, I'm just another shot away from getting pulled over on Beaumont Avenue. I'm just another shot away from leaving, but I call you my home. I'm just another shot away from leaving, and I'm going it alone. When I talk to her, she says, why you here? What did you do? Oh, Spartanburg, I'm just another shot away from getting pulled over on Beaumont Avenue. I'm just another shot away from leaving, but I call you my home. I'm just another shot away from leaving, and I'm going in alone. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. I love my home. I love a lot of things about it, and I love watching it grow. So I'm very involved in our local music scene. I'm also a touring musician, and I go on the road a good bit. I was just on the road last week, and it's nice to be back in town for a little bit before we tour again. I play in a band called Clay Johnson and the Heart Promises, and they are all Spartanburg locals, and they're wonderful people, and we do a great job, and we have a lot of fun. I'm playing some newer songs that I don't play too terribly often today because I'm trying to get some new stuff going. This is a song I wrote last year using one of my favorite motifs, which is the concept of a porch light. And we all got them on our front porch, but I have this whole thing in my head that the symbol of the porch light is leaving it on so that somebody knows how to find their way home. And you know, when you know somebody's coming, and you leave that on so they can feel welcome when they come back, that you're still sitting there waiting for them. And this is the second time I use that in a song. There's 2 more songs I'm going to do today that kind of use that same concept. But this is one I'm getting ready to rewrite too, as I think more about that. But this is called Porch Lights. We all got to come home at some point with that, right? You sit alone in your fenced-in backyard, propping your feet on cinder blocks. You get a feeling that you should disregard, and as you go on wandering till you're lost. Oh, could we do this better? Well, the simple answer's yes, without one account of figuring out if the path we chose is best. And if we go back and try to do it again, it'll lose all its meaning and the growth we found within. In the open ocean, like a highway divides where we are from where we're not. But this midnight porch light is calling me back home. Oh, I'll find a way till the day I'm gone. And I know no path is perfect, we're all traveling the same. Full sails with the wind onwards, forward through the waves and rain. But no 2 stars will shine forever, to the ground they'll go absent from the pain. And someday we'll find our way together on the shores of the land from whence we came. I know no path is perfect, but we're all traveling the same. Full sails with the wind onward, forward through the waves and rain. And no 2 stars will shine forever, to the ground we'll go absent from the pain. And someday we'll find our way together on the shores of the land from whence we came. And someday we'll find our way together on the shores of the land from whence we came. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. As I wrap today, I'm going to get a porch light the same way. way, because it's a common motif I like to use. I'm currently trying to find my way back in certain ways right now. We won't talk more about that later. So a little bit more about me. I've been playing music since I was 13. And when I saw Tom Petty play on the Super Bowl, I looked at my mom and dad and I was like, "Who's that guy?" And she was like, "That's Tom Petty." And I was like, "I want to be him." And I've been begging them to buy me a guitar for years. And they bought me, I used my Eagle Scout money to buy my first guitar. It was a $50 Epiphone. And I sat by myself. I had to make my own capo out of a clothes hanger. But I taught myself how to play Free Fallin' that afternoon. And we couldn't afford lessons. We couldn't afford any of that. So I taught myself how to play guitar. I taught myself how to sing and write, play harmonica. I've never taken a lesson in my life outside of trumpet and marching band. And now, in 2020, I was working at Willy Taco. And I quit my job to play music full time after COVID happened. And I've spent the last 4 years traveling and playing and writing and doing this thing with my best friends and having the time of my life, because life is short and you might as well enjoy it while you got it, right? This is another song I wrote. I wrote this right after I wrote the last song. I was sitting in my backyard, a hurricane was coming through, and it was getting ready to come through. I was waiting till midnight for the new Tower Childers record to come out, and I was so hyped up about it, and I was writing this song in the meantime. But this is called Waiting on the Storm. Parentheses, Lonesome No More. One of those guys. Just feel the winds of a hurricane blowing through your door. Sitting alone in my backyard, just waiting on the storm. Oh, well, these city lights, so they share their secrets with the walls behind my home. About the worries of the motel, people hiding, trying to wait out the storm. And I'm doing it my way. I am lonesome no more. Well, the main street stands with an empty presence. The new record's on the phone, waiting up for the next big single that's gonna take the world by storm. But I'm doing it my way. I am lonesome no more. And if you come to find me, well, I'll be here waiting on the storm. Don't get me wrong, and this far I'm mourning about the price we pay for love. To live and die by another's standards won't help you weather out the storm. But I'm doing it my way. I am lonesome no more. And if you come to find me, well, I'll be here waiting on the storm. And I'm doing it my way. I am lonesome no more. And if you come to find me, well, I'll be here just waiting on the storm. you very much. I appreciate it. You know, I've spent a lot of my life here recently playing in dive bars and taverns and venues and being in a loud band, and I love that, and bringing country Americana folk to people all across the Southeast. But there's nothing more I love than getting to sit in a room and have one of these like intimate kind of storytelling music shows, man. This is my favorite. I love that. So thank y'all so much for being here today. I'd love to do this thing, and shout out to Chandler for asking me to do this last Wednesday. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm gonna play y'all a new song. I had to wait for someone to leave before I played this because they haven't heard this one yet. And like I said earlier, this is going back to the porch lights concept. In my life right now, I'm kind of wandering around looking to see if a porch light's still on somewhere. But you'll have that. The good Lord did not give musicians like me the best cognitive thought, if you know what I'm saying. Sometimes we make dumb decisions. We have to live with them and write with them and everything. I started writing this song on Sunday night on a wonderful antique guitar that Nancy back there gave me as a gift a couple years ago, and that I used as my songwriting guitar. And I spent the last 2 days working on this and trying to make it something I'm proud of, and I kind of am. This is kind of where my head and heart's been at here in the last few days. This is called Back to Slow Dancing, and this is the first time I've ever played it live anywhere, so what I can think for y'all, I think I'm going to go cut it as a single sometime next week or so. Make sure I can read these lyrics. This is the only time you'll see me read off of paper, I promise you that. It meant a lot to me to kind of come out and play this today and feel this out. Take pictures off the wall, Lord, dancing to our song. Turn the porch light on, and I'll go on my way. I'll leave your key by the bed, say I love you when I can. Keep the letters at the front of my drawer. Cause with all these mysteries, the hope they bring, maybe one day we'll run it back again. Just wanna tell you that I care. Stick a flower in your hair, make happy tears fall like shooting stars. And I know inside we're painted, but our heart's still golden till the end. If I could just take back my playing, I'd go back to slow dancing to real love with you. I'm gonna stop filling holes, right up with dirt that just washes away in the rain. I'll give more than a piece, the man I can be, make the best promise you'll ever hear me make. And maybe we'll circle back, I'll give all that I have to whatever it takes to make a home. Oh, sweet baby, please, the only wine that I need is your candle hold nighttime lingers on. And I know inside we're painted, but our heart's still golden till the end. If I could just take back my playing, I'd go back to slow dancing to real love with you. Go back to slow dancing to real love with you. Memories of me keep you from sleep. That's just me dreaming of you down the lane. You're always on my mind, and most of the time, like a candle with a burn to its flame. And I know that inside we're painted, and our hearts still golden till the end. If I could just take back my playing, I'd go back to slow dancing to real love with you. I'd go back to slow dancing to real love with you. Go back to slow dancing to real love with you. So leave the pictures on the wall. Let's go dance to our song. Turn the porch light on. I think I found my way. Thank you. Here's a joke I always say at full band shows after I play songs like that, where I'm really glad that my heartache can be your entertainment. But don't worry, I do it to myself. I do it to myself. Nobody's at fault but me. But this is the beauty of being a musician, is I get to record my entire life and play it night after night. And I think it's a beautiful thing, though. I enjoy it, and I have a good time doing it. Thank you for letting me share that with you, because I've been working on that for days, and it feels good. Sometimes you got to play. Yeah, let's do a little more upbeat this time. I wrote this song back in 2017, and I was working at the Wild Ace downtown when I was in the Citizens and Southern building. I was a kitchen manager and a pizza tosser. And instead of doing my job, when this gigantic storm, obviously I like storms too, it's up there like storms, porch lights, heartbreak, all these things. I was sitting there, and I should have been doing my job on a Saturday night, but this beautiful, gorgeous summer storm came over the top, and I abandoned my position and went to the back and I wrote a poem instead. And I went home, and my buddy Drew Spencer helped me co-write this song. This is the only, if you've never seen him, he's another local guy, and he's one of the best guitarists I've ever met in my life. This is called Summer Rain. Well, I made it through a cold, dark winter, forget my head when the leaves fell down. I walked around with evil destruction, watched as the fires reached the town. I felt the cool sun, a springtime rise, and washed away my pain. 'Cause there's nothing like the feeling on your skin of that cooling summer rain. It was on a stop in North Carolina, nearly lost my will to talk. Met a woman named called Freedom, hand in hand through night and walk. We were awestruck by those twinkling stars, and the nudge could go insane. I fell down hard and upon my knees in that cooling summer rain. Whoa, vines grew without much makes me. Well, I loved you so, now I gotta go where the next wind blows on me. So baptize me, make me clean again with the cooling summer rain. Oh, the vines grew, how much it means to me. Well, I loved you so, and now I gotta go with the next wind blows on me. So baptize me, make me clean again with the cooling summer rain. With the cooling summer rain. With the cooling summer rain. Well, I sat on the back alley stairwell, and I smoked my cigarettes in the dark. I watched the parents hold the children's hands, say, don't you wander off. Reminded me I left the innocence behind on the diesel motor train. We're heading south to this sleepy little town in pouring summer rain. Oh, vines grew, how much So baptize me, make me clean again with cooling summer rain. With cooling summer rain, oh, oh. With the cooling summer rain. Thank you very much. Now, I know if I don't play this next one, Nancy's going to kill me. But I consider Nancy and Steve are pretty much my #1 fans. They buy our merch. They come out to every show. Even if I've seen them stay out until like 1 a.m. and see our full band play at Main Street before. But they're awesome and they're good people. And when I first went to go pick up that guitar that she gave me, she had this song playing on her computer after I released it as a single. So I know if I don't do it today, Nancy's going to give me some trouble about it. So, but this song is the first single I ever released a couple years ago. And it was a song I wrote about my family and family problems. Because we all got them, and you can't shy away from them. When I was a kid, we found out from my mom that my grandfather wasn't my biological grandfather, and that she was adopted. And then right before my other grandmother paternally, who helped raise me, right before she died, we found out that my dad's father wasn't his actual father. And sometimes that can create a little stir within family. And it can drum some stuff up, and a lot of questions start getting asked. And it impacted me a lot. And one night I sat and I wrote this song about that in my reflection on there. And the song is called Nowhere 1974. This is one of my favorites. I really enjoy doing this one. Don't you know that I'm entitled to nostalgia? I never said I was stuck in my beliefs. I just don't know why we live without him. And now I'm stricken by your fabricated disbelief. And you were damn sure that I'm still losing sleep, lost among all the strangers in my dreams. Somewhere out there, anywhere, lost in nowhere, 1974. To Tennessee for a man who's never met me. I knew my mother had done her on his own. Once my grandma said, get out of bed, it's cold and we are leaving to a Carolina home, we're running away. And you're damn sure that I'm still losing sleep, lost among all the strangers in my dreams. Somewhere out there, anywhere, lost in nowhere, 1974. Lost in nowhere, 1974. I'm wishing that I lived in another time and place. It's all I want to find on Christmas Eve. I'm sitting by a fire with the front porch open wide, with a pair of parents that I know I'll never meet. And you're damn sure that I'm still losing sleep, lost among all the strangers in my dreams. Somewhere out there, anywhere, lost nowhere, 1974. lost in nowhere in 1974. Thanks so much, man. Well, I've been absolutely lovely today. This has been such a good time. Now, these are the songs I got to tune into a different tuning for, so I'm just going to talk for a second so it doesn't get silent and awkward. This next song is on the CD that I have for sale over there. This might be my favorite song that I've ever written in my entire life, and I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to top that. The one that I played earlier, that I told you I wrote over this week, in my mind is the spiritual successor to this song. If I had to do a sequel, that would be the sequel to this one. I wrote this song when I was 24 years old, and I'm about to turn 30 in May, which is mind-blowing. I'm used to sitting on another stool, man. I'm getting used to things up here. We good. But I wrote this song in a really dark place in my life. I was playing indie rock music at the time because I wanted to be a rock and roller. But I had this pact with myself that if rock and roll ever failed me, I would do this Neil Young thing where I wear wide brimmed hats and play the harmonica and tell stories all day. And look at me now. Here we are. If 16-year-old hipster me could see that, he'd be like, when did you end up playing country music? But here we are. I don't care. So anyways, I was in a down, really down place. And I just, out of nowhere, fallen in love with folk and Americana music. And I decided I want to be a folk singer. And I came home one night, upset, down, broken, and I wrote this song. And this ties into the porch light concept again. This is the first time I ever used that motif in a song, and it's not left me ever since. I can't get rid of it, but, you know, same way Steinbeck uses turtles, I'm over here flashing porch lights. And that's, Steinbeck's my favorite, by the way. I love him. Him and Vonnegut, I read all their books. I'm a heavy reader. So I wrote this song, and this song both saved my life and put me on the right path forward. And sometimes I still cry when I'm playing it. But the idea again is if you love something, hold on to it. And if it just disappears a little bit, leave that porch light on because you never know when something's going to come back. And always have your arms wide open. This is called Sugar Black Rose. And this is my favorite song I've ever written. Sugar black rose, she already knows I'm coming home late for bed. Sugar black rose with stains on her clothes, eats dinner by herself instead. She's left on the porch light, unlocked the front door, hoping I'll come home safely tonight. Sugar blonde rose with a garden that grows, shows her petals with confidence bloom. I'm signed a QT around 2:45. She smiles at temptation's delight. But when she sold to a girl with no cares in the world, she sold to a world with no need. I've been down this line for a damn long time, trying to pick my roses from weeds. Sugar black rose, sugar black rose. Sugar black rose, love, I want you to know I want for your life to be free. You come to my mind every damn drunken time. The memories we broke as thieves. Sugar black rose. Sugar black rose, I just want you to know I thought of you every night this week. Always on my mind when I'm trying to wind, and I miss your peculiar beliefs. So leave on the porch light, unlock that front door, and I'm home safely tonight. Sugar black rose, you are all that I know. I want you back here in my life. Sugar black rose. Sugar black rose. I wrote that song as a reminder of myself not to make the same dumb mistake again. But what I tell you about musicians, the Lord did not give us the ability to rationally think straight. Now we still make those decisions time after time, but you can always hope to be better. I tell you what, I wish I could sit here all day and tell stories and play songs, because I thoroughly enjoyed this, and I really needed this. And but you know, we gotta have a closing time at some point, because I'm getting ready to get on the road again this weekend for a little bit. Tonight I'm going to be hosting Open Mic Night at RJ Rockers. We do that every single Wednesday, and we get a lot of really good, great local talent that comes out and plays. It's a good spot for the community. Then tomorrow, I'm heading over to Greenville and go play at a grocery store bar, which is a thing in the future. It's a thing, trust me. Greenville, if you're from Greenville, I apologize, but we ain't like that over here. But then on Friday, I'm driving up to Greensboro to play another show up there. And then coming back home. And then on Saturday, I am rolling down to Columbia to play a show down there. So I'm going to be on the road a lot this weekend. But today, this has been a really good start to my busy week to get to share this with you guys and hang out and talk and tell y'all stories. And I appreciate y'all letting me do that. It's a really fun thing for me. So we're going to do one more for you. Now the clock is slowly ticking down. We got about 5 minutes or so left here together. If you like what you hear, you can find our stuff on Spotify, Apple Music. We also have CDs for sale. We got some t-shirts. I got signed posters, all that jazz. So if you want to come check it out, I'm going to hang out by the merch booth. I love talking to people. I love making friends. And if you can't tell, I have a really hard time being quiet. So just come say hey. Buy a t-shirt or a CD, get you a sticker or two, and tell your friends and your family about what's happening. This is my last song. This is called End Time. This is why I joke that this was my existential crisis song, but it was more of a rumination on where the world was heading and my spiritual thinkings of what exists around us and what happens around me, and keeping your head up and rolling along. And even if I am stubborn, still been able to get all the way through. My name is Clay Johnson. This has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. This is my last song. It's called End Time. What if chemtrails were just bombs coming to end it all? Stop all the monotonous work we do just to keep our homes. Well, maybe I'd like to paint this deathly items on the wall, or even just a shadow painted on the sidewalk sprawl. Maybe I'd go back in time and ask God our worth, back when he was still involved in the human race's birth. But I sit next to Boo underneath that old fig tree to separate my selfishness from all my sufferings. I'll even ask the devil all his thoughts on falling down. The banishment's worth knowledge for an illuminated crown. So what's the point of believing if you ain't got ethics too? Utilize it, skip to 4 and on Friday rule. If it all falls down like it will in time, at least I won't be riddled with regrets. And if I am wrong and you are right, well, no mistake has ever kept me down just yet. When I'm making all these choices while I'm smoking on those leaves, but I'm puffing on my cigarettes and rolling up my sleeves. I guess I'll take a shot right through my heart until it bleeds. That is what it's gonna take and the population needs. If it all falls down like it will in time, at least I won't be riddled with regrets. If I am wrong and you are right, well, no mistake has ever kept me down just yet. If it all falls down like it will in time, at least I won't be riddled